The free-to-play problem is you only have 2 heroes. Yeah, sometimes you get screwed. It happens. I'm with you on that front. But the free-to-play line is like, a lot of the hero powers are not made. They're not made the same. Or a good hero with no tribes to use, that's also known as a bad hero. Fair. I feel like we're regressing in terms of a conversation here. You know, like we're taking steps back. We're like redefining what bad is. Instead of just moving on with the, it's not fair to be free to play. I'm defending you guys right now. This is the least fair meta for free to play. Quests, anomalies, even Darkmoon prizes do a little bit to like level the playing field. Buddies do the exact opposite. They make your hero power way more important because it's tied directly to your buddy. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of puppy. Your version of a regress conversation will still probably be an upgrade compared to what I'm leaving at the moment. Where were you just now? Trying to get 8K free to play this season as a challenge. When I was at 7.5K when Buddies came out, I'm sad right now. Yeah, it's got to be a tougher uphill battle to climb. Whatever your previous MMR was, free to play is definitely going to take a hit from that point. Not unwinnable, but definitely a negative. The free-to-play player can only get good heroes growing once in a blue moon. 2, if they can learn if they never play it. 2, can they learn if they never play it? You know, partially. Most people, I mean, this is going to be very, very, very different depending on the person we're talking about. Well, there's a lot of people that have played buddy meta for like 200 range days at this point. Like if you played the first time we had buddy meta and the second time you played buddy meta and that was the third time, 90% of that knowledge is transferable. It's part of the reason why like the game is kind of in the state that it is. It's like we immediately day one were like, Zeph Buddy Infinite. No need for thought. We know it's coming. It's not like that really changed meta to meta. Yeah, there are a couple different tools, a slight tweak difference. Yeah, sure. But all of that old information is still applicable. What's the strongest board that we can make for 2 turns? I want to level hero power next turn. I can go lasso or roll. I can go angler. I could just go roll. Maybe none of these are above average minions. Car. This puppy's gonna stick around. He's my buddy. He ain't going anywhere. Do you ever wonder why Sneed's toxic as a hero? It's this right here. This leveling line is so gross. They took away 10 of his armor. Makes him a little bit riskier to go play like the first place line. But the beginning of this game is just like really one-dimensional. Get ahead. Get your buddy on time. Buddy on time inherits the death rattles of the minion that you've been hero powering the entire game. And then shits out 4 stars for every minion every time you've hero powered. Who knows what we're going to do past that point? I'm free to play, but my problem is I play on phone. And when half of the winning comps are infinite comps, it's almost unplayable. I would disagree on that, personally. Like, I don't buy that logic. Like, I play maybe 1 infinite comp a day. You know, 1 pseudo APM comp a day. Now, don't get me wrong. It definitely is a limiting factor. Yeah, you're probably 500 rating lower than what you could be if you played on PC. But that's 500 rating you don't get. And it never feels good to be playing with a systemic disadvantage, you know? Whether that's real life or whether that's in Battlegrounds. The systemic inequality fucks you. It's too much. Alright. So we got 4 death rattles on the trusty pup. My boy over here is going to be a permanent minion on this board. Piloted Rollatron doing his thing. Life is good. 4 4 stars inside the piloted Rollatron, 4 1 stars inside of the trusty pup. But it's also like For all the people that like played Season of Discovery, I'm going to use an analogy that applies to like 10% of people that are listening in chat. Non-stop, you still see or hear the same complaint of, well, it's pointless to try to keep up with economy in the game because day one of last patch, they had 4 times gold gain in the incursions. And incursions gave you so much wealth that you can't really recover from that. And the person is complaining, like these people are complaining, there's no way to recover from the gold inequality of 5.5 hours of them getting 4 times your gold. You could literally recover from that by just playing 20 hours of the current amount of gold. We literally have this math in front of us. It was only 4 times gold. It was nothing more than that. Was it bullshit and shouldn't have been in the game? Absolutely. It's bullshit. But also, it's not irrecoverable. Throws hands in air. Can't fix it. Like, people freak out over stuff like that all the time. My God, guys, we could just grind it out in one day or, a couple days of evening time. You just got to do 3 times the work they did or 4 times the work they did. Yeah, it's bullshit, but it's far from irrecoverable. I like how we lost on our pop-off turn. That makes me happy. Infinite lines often are not accessible to the less able. True. Skill expression is strategy is different than skill expression in a faster and click button for some reason, and that's a big thing to me at least. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm not trying to defend the inequality. I'm just saying, like, there is a level of impact that it has on you playing on mobile versus playing on PC. And it isn't like infinitely high. There are mobile players that have gotten rank 1. It has happened. It doesn't make it fair? No. But it puts a little bit of a... Ew. Nobody with taunt either. Ew. 1-1s and no taunts. Alright, that's pretty good though. Open up some board space. Let's go. Not great on the rest of this, but oh sure. Just make sure we pop it before we... Oh, that's pretty baller though. That right there is what you'll like to see. Roller coaster of emotions going over here. The good, the bad, the ugly. Oh, we popped off and we murdered him. That was good, it was bad, it was good, it was bad. Let it all play out. Whales. What do we do? Well, we're waiting. I would have leveled in a heartbeat. And I mean just like insta level. Fuck y'all level. Last meta. Prior to the armor nerf. We'd be 10 armor higher than this. You look for your triple. Win the game off of 1 card. Every time I see a Rylak pop out, I hope for free battle cry benefits. Same. I mean, this is winnable. Okay. 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 We're cooking. We are really cooking. Unless this is just the world's worst set of 5 4-stars, I bet it beats 9 health worth of units. Nice. Ooh, free stuff. What in Sneed's peak performance am I witnessing? Well, the peak performance is this turn you get Poetic into Ghoul Cabra, and then you just win the game. So, like, you just gotta believe really hard. It's so over. Like, there is something wrong with this video game. I can't put my finger on it. There is something about this meta that just, it's just not right, you know? It's not normally. You won solitaire, Bofur? I know, man. There's a bit of a problem in this game right now. Sneed just goes, All right, well, 20% of the time I win the lobby. Get fucked, everybody else. Reno Buddy with Cobra and Baron is unreal. I like Beatboxer strat. That's my favorite one. You gotta get it super fucking early. And you need Beast to be in and Mechs to be in. And then people have to live long enough to let you do it too. Get them, big guys. This Galakron's having a hell of a game too. Give me death rattles, not you. I mean, you're taunt, which is kind of cool, but it's not a death rattle. That is. There's one. I'm gonna need Sneed, okay, to do work. And here goes the stats. All right, good game. So stupid. And the Panther dies. Let's go. All right. I'm smiling, but I'm crying on the inside, guys. I'm laughing, haha, but I'm dead inside. Were you bullying, bro? Yeah, this is pretty good. Oh my god. Just watch. It's cool. It's so cool. Just actually uninstall. Actually just, I'm done. There's nowhere to go but down from this high roll. That's it. I've done my share of Hearthstone Battlegrounds for this patch, and I think I gotta move on with my life. There's nowhere to go but down. You gotta just you gotta expect that it's gonna keep going your way. 2 Barons and another Cabra. Yeah, 2 Barons into Ghoul Cabra with a Golden Macaw. By I don't know, 2 turns from now. Let's set a reasonable timeline for Bob. Doesn't have to be this turn. Dude, this is going to be so impossible for this to die. Trash minions, never lucky. Yeah. This is the video game we choose to play. At least Zeph didn't have the illusion of living. 1 health, kind of knew it was coming. You ever taunt the Pilot Shredder? I mean, you can for mediocre scaling, or you get Bird for more scaling. You don't want it to die necessarily. You want Bird to trigger it so that it can allow it to attack through, or at the or double proc or triple proc with double, quadruple, 8 times, whatever, with the multipliers. Ideally, you don't taunt it. But you can make an argument that just speed up the game as much as possible. Taunt it right now. All Leroy's. Combat's going to pass by phase? It's not that bad. You don't actually have that many spawns. It's not nearly as bad as, Akazam Buddy back in the past or whatever. We'll probably still have, 70 seconds in a turn. That's not that long. Even though we do have a bunch of death rattles, it's not spawning minions or whatever. No. These are horseshit. Never lucky, Bob. Never lucky. Nope. Bird. Told you, it's a permanent puppy. Y'all probably thought I was memeing turn 1. Or at least, the people that aren't familiar with Sneed were like, this guy's saying permanent puppy. Build around it completely. Because these 2 things handle all of your death rattles, and then you just take all things that are multipliers around it. Yeah, it's a trusty pup for sure. Good for Millhouse. That's a hell of a board. Anyway. Unfortunately for the person that's going infinite and buying tons of things, they didn't get infinite stats without having to go infinite. You can die. This could be baller. Oh my god. This is so our lobby. All the bad RNG in the world just evened out in one game. Just one game of positive RNG right there equalized the whole day. Every hit possible. We got a horsey too. Yeah, that horsey's not dying. That horsey, he's going to live a nice long life up on a farm in the sky. Or wherever horsies go when they're alive. And not Glue Factory. How long the animations take? They're relatively quick. Be better if my computer was better. Nope. Yep, at this point, because we can't afford it. Next board. It's possible he'd have it on the board. We could freeze for that. That could be a gold spell, but I don't think you freeze for it. Insane? Yeah, it's like, this is, I've been suggesting it for a while now, and I know other people have too, and this isn't like, I'm trying to take credit for fixing Blizzard's game. But this solution is pretty easy to fix. How do you fix this composition? You just make Gulakabra say when a Death Rattle minion dies. That way it doesn't stack with Baron, Bird, all that kind of stuff. It's absurdly dumb this way. Time to Alt F4 to play the next turn? Yeah, at this point we're getting pretty close to that. But at least turns are really long right now. It's not like I have a lot of decisions next turn. I'm going to roll the board repeatedly unless I see 3 cards. I could level and try to get a Gulakabra, but that only really improves my board if I get 2 Gulakabras. I think I'd rather just roll for Bird, Baron stuff than use the gold to level. You could change it to only buff Death Rattle minions? Yeah, but like you could do a billion things to make it bad. But to make it balanced and interesting, it's a really easy change. Like, it seems like a super boring concept to make it only buff things that aren't itself and aren't tech cards that you want to protect. That'd be like the Death Rattle quest, you know? Victims, or not Victim Spectre, whatever it's called. What was the Death Rattle quest? It's so bad. Because all it does is buff the Death Rattle units. I don't even remember its name, it's so bad. Ritual Dagger. That one. Ritual Knife. Yeah, pretty close, actually. You get more credit than I do. Ritual, eh. Let's go again. This is why you like Bird on the board too, right? Because when you get way ahead of Death Rattle boards, you can even get multiple triggers. Ritual dog shit. Practically. That's what I'm trying to, you know, get that point across. This bird's going to come back from -83. It's not dead yet. It's down here at -83, and it's going to come back to life because it gained more than 83 health. I retract my only buff Death Rattle minion idea. I forgot about Sneed. Yeah, I mean, like, you want it to be universally interesting. You don't want it to be like, oh, it doesn't break at all. You want it to be a playable card in a variety of scenarios. Or at least I do. A lot of people out there are probably like, no, fuck that card. Nerf it until it's gone. And I respect that, but I disagree. Bird? Ooh. Alright, well, there are no easier games in this game. This might be the single easiest game of Battlegrounds I've ever played in my entire life. Now how much is it? Let's see. There are 10 Death Rattles. That's 20 here. 40 triggers here. 80 triggers here. Is 160, 160? Or am I missing something? 10 goes to 20. 20 to 40. 40 triggering twice is 80. And then 4 each is 320, 320 to the board. Yeah, 80 buffs at 4 piece. That's pretty good. Yeah, I think I'll take that one. There you go. There's your Sneed high roll. The last like 5 games of Sneeds, we've leveled exactly the same curve there. Because if you can win a couple fights in the middle of the game, you just take your shot at a 6. When you hit, it's over. And when you miss, you still have a board full of 4 stars, so you usually stabilize. Get lucky, get a different triple. Play the high roll line, otherwise play with the 5 stars. Alright, well, we're going to be here for a minute. Real quick AMA. How's life, everybody? What can we talk about? NHL Stanley Cup Finals is tonight. Oilers or Panthers. It's going to be terrible for YouTube because YouTube's going to be like, I already know that result. Who's going to end up winning the Euros? You know, that side of things. Bob's going to win. Kind of hoping for the reverse sweep, you know. Any plans for dinner? I got leftovers, chicken and mac and cheese, and I'm going to make chicken and mac and cheese. I am a fucking chef. I'll tell you what. There's both mac and cheese and chicken in my refrigerator, and they're going in the same dish. It's going to be legit. I'm from Florida. Go Cats. I'm a Blue Jackets fan, so I'm Team Bobrovsky still. But that being said, I'm all for the reverse sweep for Canada to get their first title in 30 years. It's a better storyline at this point. I love Bob to death. I think we won, guys. Should I make lasagna or mac and cheese for dinner? Or a mac and cheese kind of person.